Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the morning so far. As you guys join in, definitely please let us know in the chat box where you're joining in from and how your day is going so far. For those of you who did get up early in the Pacific time zone to join us, we appreciate that here. For those who do not know me, I am Dr. Kimberly O'Brien. I'm a naturopathic doctor in Nelson, BC with a focus on fatigue, digestive issues, and hormone balancing. And I'm also the creator of the Real Food Recharge program and the Elimination Diet Meal Plan. And with me today, I have got Katie Bally, who is our holistic nutritionist based out of Michigan, and she helps us with all of our nutritional consultations and group coaching, and she is here to support us all too through this call. So welcome, Katie.
Hi, everybody. So excited to be here.
So today's call is going to be all about helping you to create positive change and forward momentum in your health. I know we have been talking a lot through the Healthy Life Redesign Facebook group and through the 5-day Kickstart we've been doing this past week about abandoning the all or none mindset and really having a bit more grace with yourself if things are coming up and things are not perfect, which is, we're not ever striving for perfection. However, one thing that is really important if we are looking to create any change is that we actually get started. We need to take that first step. If we are not taking that first step, nothing is going to change. We're not going to get that ball in motion. So that is what I'm really helping you with today, is lighting that fire, getting you going, and helping to break through those obstacles that might be coming up that can be holding you back. Audio is muted for everyone during this call, but if you do have any questions or you want to participate and let us know what's coming up for you as we go through some of the exercises we'll be doing, there is a chat box at the bottom, and I welcome you to communicate through that and let us know how everything's going for you. So I am going to open with a quote today from one of my favorite authors, Jen Sincero, who wrote You Are a Badass. And that is a great book. And very fittingly, the quote is, in order to kick ass, you must first lift up your foot. So again, we have to take action. We have to take those steps. We can't create small change or really big change without taking that initial action. However, there are many things that can come up and get in the way of us taking and creating that action. And a few things I want to talk to you about today. So these are things both that I've experienced personally, and it is things that I see coming up for people all the time in my one-on-one practice with patients as a naturopathic doctor. So 3 reasons why we don't change and why we stay stuck in this rut, not being where we want to be in our life and health. 1, we are lacking a compelling why or reason that is driving us to create that change. So we think we want to change, but we're not making it compelling enough so that we stay tuned in when we are a few days out from making that initial decision. So I'm going to dive more into that. There's also fear that comes up. So there's 3 different types of fear that come up when we contemplate making this type of change. And that, again, completely gets in the way of us taking that initial action to get started. So I will walk you through that too. And then the 3rd thing is a lack of daily focus. So even if we have created that compelling why and we've broken through those fears, if we are not reminding ourselves of our goal and our mission through that on a daily basis, it's very easy to drift off track. So again, 3 reasons why you might not be creating or seeing that change you want in your health is lacking a compelling why or a reason for you to make that change, fear that's coming up, so 3 different types of fear that I'm going to talk about, and a lack of daily focus. So by the end of today's call, we will have busted through all of these different roadblocks coming up for you and have you fully ready to take action and take those next steps. So let's talk first about creating that compelling why. So often we have this kind of abstract vision of a change we want to make in our life or in our health. So using a health example, a common one that comes up for people is weight loss. So maybe you are wanting to lose 5 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. And we focus on the numbers on the scale. We focus on the physical appearance. But when it's a week later after you've set that initial intention and you're faced with, or you have the opportunity to go for happy hour with your girlfriends, or it's your kid's birthday and there's this delicious birthday cake in front of you and you've been depriving yourself all week, really watching calories and not eating the things that you enjoy, you're going to look at that and potentially think, what is the point? Why do I even care about these 20 pounds? If I can't do the things that I want to do, is it even worth it? And it probably is worth it. Again, it goes back, of course, it's not an all or none. I'm sure that there's ways that you can enjoy some of that cake too. However, if you're not tuned in to your why, that cake might lead into everything else that comes after that evening as part of the party. So when we talk about why you're wanting to create your goals or achieve these goals, it's looking more at the emotion and the other things that you get when those things are achieved. So with weight loss, why is it that you want to lose weight? How does your life change if you are lighter? Do you have more energy? Do you have more confidence? Do you have less joint pain? Are you able to go traveling then and be able to go and see the sights that you want to see and have more stamina through the day to be able to do that? Are you able to get out and explore and go hiking? Is it playing with your grandkids or your kids? Is it being a good role model? There's all of these other reasons behind the numbers on the scale that matter a lot more. And those are the things that if you can connect to on a regular basis are going to be the things that are going to keep you engaged and moving towards that and helping you create that consistency. So I want you to think of a goal that is something that comes up for you. So whether it is, whether it's weight loss or you've been trying maybe to try, let's say, a gluten and dairy-free diet to see if that will help with your skin issues or help to improve digestive issues, whatever it is that maybe has been something you've been trying to focus on in your health is more of an abstract goal. I want you to pull out a pen and paper right now and write down a list of reasons why those things are important to you. So I'll give you a minute here to get started on that. And so again, as always, if you do want to share, please do in the chat, but there is no obligation to share at all. And Katie and I will bounce back and forth a couple of things that might come up for us too. I know from a personal standpoint, one of the things that always keeps me aligned and moving towards my goals is when I'm on track, I feel like I can motivate and inspire others to make shifts in their health. So it's my role as a naturopathic doctor that is a big driver for me to create that consistency and example and to keep me going on that. And it's also freedom is very, very important for me. So the reason why I don't eat a bunch of gluten and dairy, so I feel exhausted and tired and bloated and lacking motivation, is freedom is so important. And I want to have time freedom, energy freedom. I want to be able to get out and explore. And I know that that's how I feel my best doing so. And it's taken me a long time to really connect the dots with that, but that's a huge driver. Feeling good for me is a huge driver. Anything that comes up for you on that, Katie?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, just being an example for my clients and for my family. That's a huge driver for me. And also, I know what it feels like to feel unwell. And there's such a drastic difference. I mean, I can think back and vividly remember how it felt waking up every day, not feeling my best. And so I just the sheer fact of not wanting to get back to that is a big motivator for me too.
Definitely. I 100% agree and resonate with that. And I'm sure that that's something that comes up with a lot of people. And if you haven't felt that positive transformation yet, then it's great to connect with other people who have experienced that and listen to their stories, because that ignites some inspiration and motivation that that change is possible as well. So, so keep those notes. And now let's dive into the next thing that can hold you back again, which is fear. So 3 types of fear that are focused more on the pain that comes in through this process of achieving our goals. So one thing that comes up a lot for people, especially when we're talking about making dietary and lifestyle-based changes, is that they are afraid that they are going to lose things that they love and not be able to do things that they love by creating this change. So again, let's use the example of weight loss or doing a gluten and dairy-free diet we'll talk about, because that's what the Real Food Recharge is all about. So again, not necessarily focused on weight loss. It can be focused on improving chronic symptoms, again, improving your digestion, boosting your energy, fixing skin concerns, decreasing chronic pain. But you're looking at these changes that you need to make, and you're thinking, well, I love pizza. I love going out with my friends for appetizers and desserts and cheesecake on a Friday night. I only have so much spare time in my day. Maybe what am I going to have to give up to be able to go to the gym and make that a regular habit? So we think about creating this change, and what immediately comes up for us is everything that we think we need to give up and that we're going to be lacking or losing in our life by doing so. And that is just human nature. Unfortunately, that is how our brains are more naturally wired from an evolutionary standpoint. Is we don't think of a scenario and think of all the amazing things that can happen. We think of a scenario and we are planning, we are in worst case scenario where it's a method of our survival so that we are prepared, but that doesn't help us when it comes to, again, taking those steps and creating that positive change. So the likelihood is that if you are making these positive changes, there are way more amazing things that are going to come into your life created by this change than what you may be giving up. And the things that you might be quote unquote giving up, you are likely not giving up in the way that you think you are. So again, through the Real Food Recharge, I talk all the time about doing exchanges, just finding healthier ways of enjoying your favorite foods, still treating yourself, and again, not approaching things through that all or none mindset. And so when we can detach from that, that helps a lot to decrease that fear of loss. But what I really want you to do right now is, again, to think about that goal that we just focused on. And I want you to brainstorm and write down 10 things. Let's aim for 10 things that would be positive things that would shift in your life if that goal were achieved. So if you were following that diet, if you were exercising regularly, if you had lost that weight, whatever your goal is, what are 10 things that you would benefit from, that you would gain through doing that?
And feel free to share in the chat box if you have anything that you want to share.
Well, we're giving people a chance to type in here. Actually, we've got a couple coming in here. So we've got improved sleep, better performance in the gym, clearer skin. Yes, those are definitely all big advantages that come into play. And then a fear that comes up is to go backwards from all of the progress. So definitely that is a fear that comes up a lot. And so with that, remembering that, again, health isn't a destination that we're trying to make it to. It's this it's a process, basically. It's an ongoing journey, and there's waves. And so I always tell my patients and remember myself that the goal isn't to always have this straight ascent per se. There's going to be ups and downs through that, but the goal is to not have these massive waves up and down, and just keeping that on a steady state. But if we can gradually work towards improvement and giving ourselves the flexibility and the space to know that if we're on vacation, we're probably going to be wanting to be eating foods that we wouldn't be doing at home. And so giving ourselves flexibility in that, knowing that we are probably going to feel better with less stress while we're gone, but we might feel more bloated or tired when we do get back. And then the more we connect with that, then we can do that reset. And by knowing what we need to do to get ourselves back into that space, we can get ourselves there that much better. So so natural for that to come up. A few of the other benefits that come up for people often is more confidence, less anxiety. And when we're looking at benefits, that brings up a really good point. I don't like to say not having something negative, because our brain only hears the negative. And so if you are doing what I just did and saying, well, I'll have less anxiety, what does it feel like to have less anxiety? Are you feeling calm? Are you feeling grounded? Is your mood and your energy balanced and even? So then you want to change it into that language, because that is what your nervous system and your brain is going to tune into. So moving on to the next type of fear about pain or issues that can come up is surrounded on the process. So again, when we look at using the example again of doing dietary shifts, we start thinking, well, how hard is this going to be? What am I going to have to do? I don't know how to cook gluten and dairy free. What is even gluten? Where is that? I've heard that's really hard. How expensive is this going to be? I'm probably going to screw this up. You just start thinking about all of these challenges and things that you're going to have to implement, and you build this big obstacle that feels insurmountable. And who's going to get started when that's the way we're looking at creating this change? And there's a lot of things that we can do to make that easier. One, pretty much any change that you're wanting to make, it is pretty much guaranteed that somebody has done this before, or somebody is there to support you through this and has a way or an approach that will make this easier. So there are guides to going gluten-free. There are people who will help you with your grocery shopping. There's so many systems for support through that. And the more that we can make it, shift our mindset to look at it as challenge is good, I grow from challenge, embracing the struggle and turning it into more of an experiment. So taking the big pressure off of creating this change and saying, you know what, I'm going to experiment with this. Let's give it a go. Let's ease in. I'll figure things out as I go. Let me see if I can find some support. How can I create some structure or learn the ropes to make this easier? And if you can find somebody to join you, look at it as a game, something fun, something new. And again, especially if we can start to shift into the mindset of what great things can happen if I do create these changes and link that through as well, then that makes everything so much easier. So again, going back to the exercises, right now what I want you to do is to list somewhere in the realm of 3 to 5 simple things that you could do to make the process of striving towards that goal or creating that change easier for you. So easier, more fun, whatever it might be, the goals that you're aiming for, what can you shift to make that easier? So while you guys are wrapping up here, I'm going to share a few things that come up as ideas of my own. And so one, again, contacting a friend, having somebody that you can do this with together to make it more fun, finding a program, or reaching out to somebody who can mentor you through this. So whether that be a holistic nutritionist, a naturopathic doctor, a counselor, a coach, somebody who can help to guide you. The buddy plan, yes. So that is coming up as a favorite here, which I think it ticks a lot of boxes, right? So it helps with creating accountability. It makes things more fun. You have somebody to talk to and to realize you're not in it on your own. Perfect. So next, the last type of fear or pain that comes up for us is outcome pain. So thinking that we are going to do all of this work and that in the end, nothing will be any different. Nothing will change. The grass isn't actually greener on the other side. We've given up our favorite foods. We've struggled through this super hard process, and now we've gotten to the destination and it's not even worth it. And so again, this is our brain, how it's wired, that we are so naturally focused by default on projecting these potential negative outcomes, and we can get suffocated by it. We can get kind of immersed in this and paralyzed and unable to take action. So by already having done some of this work on working through the loss pain, so that pain that if you are making the change, you are going to have to give up things that you enjoy, realizing that's not actually true, and reframing that, reframing the process pain, finding ways that it can be fun and easier and more exciting along the way. By default, by the time you get to looking at this outcome pain, that's already going to be easier. You already know by thinking about these great things that can happen that that is possible. And so the key thing here is to catch yourself when you start worrying or thinking in that way, that like, well, who's to say I'm going to feel better? To reconnect yourself to the things that you know consciously will improve by creating these changes. Having a list with all of those benefits that come into play that you can pull out and remind yourself of is really, really helpful. But visualizing yourself in that state. So I don't know if anyone here has done visualization or meditation before, but these are great ways to actually immerse yourself in seeing yourself as though those goals are completed, because our nervous system, our brain cannot tell the difference between something that has actually happened or something that we are closing our eyes and vividly imagining it as though it has. And so we start getting those same neurotransmitters and hormones produced through visualizing that change as we would if things have already happened. So there's a ton of amazing research into this area. Somebody who I really love to follow is Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's written a couple of fabulous books that walks through the science of how meditation and visualization shifts our brain. But that is something that you can practice on a regular basis at home to help to get your nervous system into that space where you're knowing that change is possible, and to helping to see those positive outcomes and to feel them physically before they've actually happened. So what I would love for you to do right now, you can close your eyes if you would like, but I want you to picture yourself as having the goal that you are setting out to achieve, that we've been working on through this, and I want you to close your eyes and to picture yourself having that goal already achieved. So I'm going to close my eyes right now so everyone else is more comfortable in doing so, and I will walk you through this right now. So we're just going to keep it very short, very simple. Take a deep breath in and out. And one more. And out. So I want you to keep breathing deep into your belly and out. Long inhales, long deep inhales and exhales. And I want you to picture yourself, again, with whatever it is that you've been hoping to achieve in your health. I want you to picture that you already have that change. So how do you feel physically? How does your body feel? Try to put that positive language to it. So instead of thinking of the things and the symptoms that you are not experiencing, how does it actually feel to be in your body right now? What kind of adjectives are coming up that you would use to describe that feeling? Focus on feeling those feelings in your body right now and what that feels like. And how does that shift your emotions? If you can curl your lips up in a smile, that is one of the most amazing ways to quickly shift our mood, because that is so wired to our nervous system. And so you can go ahead and open your eyes now, just to give you a quick sampling of what that can feel like. But let me know if you felt any of that shift. If we do a longer visualization process, you can visualize for 20 minutes, but you don't have to spend that long doing it. I don't know if anyone else felt the shift as quickly as I did just by doing a couple of deep inhalations and exhalations, but that is the most magic and miraculous way to shift into the parasympathetic nervous system, so to decrease the stress response. And simply doing that and then picturing yourself feeling the way you want to feel is an amazing way to connect yourself back to your why on a more regular basis. And so going into the last reason, again, why we're not creating change and achieving our goals is the lack of daily focus. So we can do all of this work right now and get this clarity and have worked through our obstacles. But what happens? Life is busy. And there's a lot of distractions, and there is a lot of things that will pull us off course if we're not reminding ourselves of where we want to go and why. And so we need reminders and structure that help to tune us in along the way and to keep us on course. And so there's many different ways that we can do this. Some of the things that I have my patients do is to write themselves a note and to put that somewhere that they're going to see. So again, especially connecting themselves to their why. You can put something on the backdrop of your phone that has a few words that maybe kind of summarize the energy of how it is that you want to feel. So maybe it's confident, light, energized, whatever it might be of how you want to feel, and those things can tune you into that. Put a sticky note on your mirror, put an alarm reminder. So this is especially to tune you into that energy. You can have an alarm come up on your phone, again, with a few words that are reminding you of how you want to feel and what you want to be moving towards. But again, the more we can tune ourselves in on a daily basis, we are able to course correct on a smaller level. So when we're not tuning into our goals, and then I don't know if, I'm sure, I know I have done this before, and you might resonate too, but we write our goals down in a notebook and then we don't pick that notebook up maybe until the following new year, or ideally maybe even a couple months later, and we've completely forgotten, or we've made zero progress in that pursuit because, again, we just got busy and we forgot about it. So we don't want to wait 2 months before we reconnect and remind ourselves of what we want. We want to do that more regularly. So last exercise is right now to write down a few things that you can do to tune in and remind yourself of your goal, of the mission you're on, and tune yourself back into that vision on a daily basis. So again, they don't need to be big things. It can be spending 3 minutes visualizing your goal, writing yourself a note, having a check-in with an accountability buddy, lots of different things that can come into play. got vision boards coming up. I love that. I have one behind me. I wish I could turn around my webcam and show you, but I keep that right behind my desk. And that reminds me all the time. I look up when my mind is drifting from the work I'm supposed to be focusing on, and I see all of these things that I want to create in my life, and that definitely keeps me tuned in. And we've got a comment here about used to doing visualization for sports, but never thought about it in relation to health. So helpful. Setting alarms at certain times as a reminder for drinking water, feeling gratitude, all very, very helpful things. Fabulous. So if anyone has any questions or obstacles that are coming up through this, let me know. We can help to guide you through that right now. But another way that we can help you to create daily focus and to keep the momentum going for you through your goals is to have you join us on the Real Food Recharge 28-day reset, which we have starting May 3rd. We will be doing weekly coaching calls if you join us for the coaching program. So if you got a lot from this, you will get a ton from that program, which will be led by Katie and myself through that. The 28-day reset program includes over 85 recipes, 28 days of vegan, regular, egg-free meal plans. There's tons of modifications. They're all gluten and dairy-free because those are the biggest food shifts that I find drive the most impact for my patients in my naturopathic practice, as far as helping you to boost your energy, balance your hormones, improve digestion, fix troublesome skin conditions. There is a lot of impact that can come from that. So we're eating tons of veggies, cutting down on sugars, but still enjoying real delicious food. So you guys comment and let me know how you've been enjoying the Kickstart recipes so far, because it is over 65 more recipes that are exactly like what you've been enjoying so far. Today is the last day to register and to receive a bonus 7-day meal plan with completely new separate recipes from the Real Food Recharge. So I'll be sending out reminders to link up with us there. And May 2nd is the last day period to join before the program fully closes. It is discounted more than it has ever been and ever will be right now, just to help to support you through this time. So we've got it at 75% off. The 28-day Kickstart meal plan program is only $47, which is way less than I did even during the beta launch. So you will never see that pricing or value again. So take advantage, you get lifetime access. And the coaching program is only $50 more, and you get tons of group support, accountability, coaching, all of that. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you gained plenty of insights to take action and get started creating that momentum in your health. Remember, in order to kick ass, you must first lift up your foot. So you guys get out there and do that, and I would love for you to pick one action that you can do right now, today, to start creating that momentum, because the key is, again, acting now, not waiting for some point in the future. So thank you guys. Thank you, Katie, for being on the call. And we will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.